participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments, or intimidating actions directed at coaches, players, or officials or at any other team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal. Also, the consumption or possession of alcoholic beverages and tobacco is strictly prohibited. Please stay away from the playing area and team bench areas. Thank you for your cooperation, and go Knights!
Go Knights!
Please welcome to the field the Widow Pitchers from the Row and Rockbridge United Inter-Soccer Program with players from Buena Vista, Lexington, and Rockbridge County. Let's give a big round of applause as we celebrate the growth of soccer in our community. It is an honor to have you join us tonight.
That's our librarian!
In accordance with tradition of Southern Virginia University, we will begin with a word of prayer, which will be offered by Emily Gilberto.
Our dear Heavenly Father, we are so grateful for this day, and we're grateful for the chance we have to be at this day and pray. We ask for a blessing of safety on all the prayers today, that they can pray to the best of their ability and that no harm or injury will come upon them. And we're so grateful for this day, and we ask that the weather can be cooperative with us today. And we pray these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
And now for your starting lineup. Starting tonight for the captains. At forward, number 2, Molly Trevento. At defense, number 7, Addie Hennessy. At defense, number 8, Bella DiTomaso. At midfield, number 11, Hannah Heaton. At midfield, number 19, Lexi Hazelgrove. At midfield, number 20, Bella Ventimiglia. At midfield, number 24, Kylie Goff. At midfield, number 25, Ellie Beal. At defense, number 38, Nora Cook. At defense, number 39, Malaya Warner. And in goal, co-captains, number 0, Amy Kitaway. The captains are coached by Jamie Gunderson and assisted by Sean Killian and Brian Robert. And now, starting for your night.
Let's go, guys!
At forward, number 2, Courtney Monty. At defense, number 4, Haley Gadd. At forward, number 10, Zoe Warner. At forward, number 14, Ashley Kelsey. At forward, number 15, Ashley Hamlin. At midfield, number 16, Dylan Peterson. At defense, number 20, Emily Rosenbaum. At midfield, number 21, Tessa Miller. At midfield, number 33, Natalie Blazer. At forward, number 40, McKenna Curry. And in goal for the Knights, number 0, Beth Manuel. The Knights are coached by Rob Dahl and assisted by Blake Coach. Now, if you will all please rise and place the flag for our nation's national anthem. Thank you, and go Knights!
Good evening and welcome to Knight Stadium on the campus of Southern Virginia University in Buena Vista, Virginia. I'm Colby Camp, and tonight I will be joined by Bree Hudson. Bree, it's a rainy evening here in Buena Vista, but there's excitement in the air as the Southern Virginia women's soccer team hosts the number 3 team in the country tonight at Knight Stadium in the likes of Christopher Newport. The captains just coming off a loss. You know, they're ranked number 3, but just coming off a loss Saturday. What do you expect to see here tonight?
You know, I think it's going to be a really competitive game tonight. Very fun watch. I think there's obviously lots of competition on both teams. Newport is definitely going to be coming for that win after their devastating loss, so it's going to be good.
No, a lot of excitement here, as always. Always fun to host a nationally ranked team here to Buena Vista. And Coach Rob Dahl's team here, they're excited for this. Coach Dahl, he puts a lot of effort into creating a schedule to help build his team, and he and I, we've talked a lot about that. The non-conference schedule was difficult. The Knights went through that without a victory. But here in the last couple weeks, they're on a 5-game win streak, 4-0 in conference. And then last week, they got a big victory over Randolph-Macon here at home.
Yeah, they sure have been cooking. I'm excited for today's match. I know I keep saying I'm excited, but genuinely, this is going to be a good one.
Absolutely. And this week, the Knights, they swept the USA South Weekly Athlete Awards. Delynn Peterson coming off a great week where she scored 6 goals. She was named the Offensive Player of the Week and the USA South Rookie of the Week. And then Haley Gadd, the senior defender, she was named the Defensive Player of the Week. So a lot of awards here for the Knights in the last couple of weeks. We're just getting underway, so we will run down the starting lineups. For Christopher Newport in goal, Amy Sidaway, Molly Savenko, Addie Hennessy, Bella DiTomaso, Hannah Heaton, Lexi Hazelgrove, Bella Ventimiglia, Kylie Goff, Ellie Dill, Nora Cook, and Malaya Warner are the starters for CNU. And then for the Knights, we have Beth Manuel in goal. Beth has only given up 3 goals in conference play so far.
And she has a 3-3-0 overall record and 2 shutouts.
And then Courtney Montez, as we see a dangerous play going toward goal, but Sidaway for the captains is there to make the save. Courtney Montez, Haley Gadd, Zoe Warner. Zoe back from a minor hamstring injury. Ashley Kelsey, Ashley Hamblin, Delynn Peterson. Talked about the weeks that she's had here the last couple weeks. Then Emily Rosenbaum, Tessa Miller, Natalie Blazer, and McKenna Curry round out the starters for Southern Virginia. Southern Virginia looking to mount an attack. Ball played forward, but just beyond the reach, and that'll be a throw-in for Christopher Newport. Good defense played there in the middle by McKenna Curry. Zoe Warner loose, and Sidaway comes out from the goal line to make the save. So far, Bree, here in the early going, the Knights being able to break through a little bit and at least show that they're capable of posting an offensive attack.
It's always good to see them on the other side of the field.
Abby Hennessy, she'll play the ball back. Hennessy once again, ball just out in front of her, so it'll be a throw in for SVU. Hennessy to throw for CNU. And a foul called on Christopher Newport for, I guess, an infraction on the throw-in. So the throw-in goes to Southern Virginia. Ashley Kelsey whistled for a foul. It'll be interesting to see how the teams adapt to the weather tonight with this rain. It just started about a half an hour ago, but you know, it's not super hard, but seems to be pretty steady. So players will have to worry about their footing out on the field. And then Bree, the goalies, you know, they'll have to deal with a wet ball coming in, right?
Yeah, and that slick turf, it's a perfect storm.
Christopher Newport into the area. And good defense there by the Knights. It'll be a goal kick for Beth Manuel. Courtney Montez with the touch that goes out of bounds. So Hennessy with the throw in for CNU. Throw in for the captains. Takeaway by the Knights. They'll head upfield. Ball played out of bounds, just past Ashley Kelsey. And Knights be whistled for a foul. That's Molly Savenko. And the captains will have a free kick. Near side, about 45 yards out, so they will set up. Looks like they'll go for a set piece here, Bree. Knights will set up their defense right on the 18-yard line. Ball played right at goal, in and out of the hands of Manuel, but cleared. And right there, just what we talked about, Bree, ball played in, the goalies, you know, with a wet ball.
Yep.
You know, it's always going to be a challenge with that ball coming in wet.
Perfect storm right there.
Ball played across the middle by Christopher Newport. Hannah Heaton making that centered pass. Knights now working their way across midfield. CNU able to put the brakes on that attack. Knights with the ball on their defensive side of the field. Haley Gadd will reverse. Heaton for CNU. We mentioned CNU coming off a loss on Saturday. Lost 1-0 against Mary Washington. Snapped a 51-game unbeaten streak at home for the captains. Previous loss also came against the Eagles of Mary Washington back in 2019. So Southern Virginia also took on the Eagles earlier in the season.
Defense is 225.
And Mary Washington came out victorious in that contest as well by a count of 3-1. But again, Bree, a lot of freshmen on this Southern Virginia team. So that loss to Mary Washington was about a month ago, and they've learned a lot and grown a lot as freshmen as they've entered, and now they've really scored a lot of goals. So it'll be exciting to see how this game turns out.
Yeah, I think we can definitely see that in the past games that they have had since starting conference play, just how much they have grown in these areas and their experience.
Just over 10 minutes gone so far. Both teams been able to get into the area, but nothing too serious. And foul will be called against the captains, so the Knights with a free kick just on their side of midfield. CNU head coach Jamie Gunderson is in his 5th season. So Bree, that was the first time he's ever lost on the home field as coach of CNU.
Must have probably been pretty frustrating.
But not a bad start.
Not a bad start at all.
The streak consisted of 46 wins and 5 ties. Have a goal kick here for Sit-Away. Ball will glance off the captains and end up as a throw in for Southern Virginia. Captains are able to regain possession. McKenna Curry battling at midfield. She comes away with it. Send it back to Tessa Miller. Tessa with a good ball played upfield, but just goes out of bounds. Throw in for Christopher Newport. Savenko now making a little run, and tough defense by Tessa Miller. Ball sent toward goal, and that will be handled by Beth Manuel. Long ball played toward the box by Ellie Dill. Ball that was eventually saved by Beth Manuel. Once again, Christopher Newport with possession. The ball will go all the way back. Sends it back to the middle where CNU once again takes control. Far side, CNU looking for a cross. Good defense there, play. Now ball into the area, and that is cleared.
Great step.
CNU will back it out to midfield and restart. Hannah Heaton. Ashley Kelsey takes it away and now sends it the other direction. Zoe Warner on the near side, she'll send one into the area. Goes over all the players and that'll be chased down by Southern Virginia. Tried to play it back out. It will be a throw in. So far, most of this first half being played in the middle third by both teams. Every now and then, each side has been able to break through. But again, no serious attack by either side to this point. Holly Heaton in the middle. And she'll send one toward goal that will go over the goal line and end up as a goal kick for the Knights. Ashley Kelsey plays it forward. Zoe Warner trying to get to it. Played out just a little too far, so it'll be a throw in for the captains. Zoe Warner out to Ashley Hamblin. Ball again taken by the captains. Waiting a throw in here for the captains. Shot toward goal. Little miss hit. That'll be a goal kick for Beth.
Coming in for the captains, number 15.
Captain's goalkeeper Amy Sidaway was the Coast to Coast Conference Defensive Player of the Week a week ago. So the Knights know it will be a formidable task to get one past her this evening. Even with the loss on Saturday, Christopher Newport sits atop the standings of the Coast to Coast Conference. Run here by CNU looking for the cross. And just over the end line before Addie Hennessy was able to get that cross, so it'll be another goal kick for Southern Virginia. Quick start by Manuel. Another common opponent of both of these squads was Washington and Lee. They also are nationally ranked. CNU and Washington and Lee played to a 1-1 tie, while Southern Virginia ended up losing 1-0 in that non-conference contest. So as we've mentioned here tonight, we expect this to be a very hard-fought match here on this field. And we are almost 22 minutes into this first half. Still 0-0. CNU with possession right around midfield. So they look to create some space to operate in offensively. Heaton, tight pass into the middle. That is defended well by the Knights. CNU will drop back out to midfield. CNU with the cross that is handled there at the left edge of the goal by Beth Manuel. We're yet to see a corner kick here tonight. Hennessy sends a cross into the box, and that is a shot attempt that will sail wide and result in another goal kick. Shot taken in that instance by Bella Ventimiglia. Did have a substitution here a couple minutes ago. Katie Bronski onto the pitch for CNU as Molly Savenko has gone off for the time being. Bronski is a senior midfielder out of Fredericksburg, Virginia. Natalie Blazer reverses the field for the Knights. CNU is there to regain possession. Both teams battle it out once again near the logo. Ashley Hamblin able to get there for Southern Virginia. Tessa Miller Emily Rosenbaum will play it forward. And a good defensive play there by the captains to intercept that ball. Cross by CNU. Good defense by the Knights. Able to clear the ball from the area. Send it forward. It'll be a throw in for Southern Virginia. Ashley Kelsey with the quick throw in, but the referee said she was too far forward, so he'll push the Knights back a little bit. Where Ashley Hamblin will throw it in. CNU able to win the ball back once again. They'll play it back toward their goal. Nora Cook sends it into the middle. CNU now takes it across midfield. Good ball played forward there. Beth Manuel comes out and makes a sliding save outside of the area, so she only was able to go at it with her legs and was able to clear it. That was the best opportunity of the evening yet for either side. Lexi Hazelgrove was the captain that got loose out in front. They got that shot off, saved by Manuel.
Subbing in for the captains, number 3 and number 26.
CNU with the cross, well defended by the Knights. Another substitution has been made for the captains by Coach Gunderson. Julia Joyner into the match, and Bella Ventimiglia goes out. Also Grace Shiflett comes in place of Ellie Dill. Ellie Dill is a sophomore midfielder out of Midlothian, Virginia. And Julia Joyner, a freshman out of Fairfax, Virginia.
Number 7, Latina Murray, and number 27, Addison Newman.
And now Coach Dahl counters with a couple substitutes of his own. Addie Newman into the match. Matia Murray also checks in for Southern Virginia. Addie Newman sends one forward to Zoe Warner. Well defended by the captains. And they will turn around and head back on offense. Now a throw in for CNU. as we approach 15 minutes left in this first half. Still no score. Zoe Warner sends one across. Southern Virginia, they'll maintain possession. Looking to create something, trying to get a shot here. CNU able to clear. Will be a throw in for the Knights right at midfield. Knights take it away. CNU trying to get it right back. For the Knights are now able to clear. Addie Newman. She lays it off for Ashley Kelsey. Foul is called, so the Knights with a free kick right at midfield. Haley Gadd will come up. As we've seen her do so often, this is in a range where Haley can get it down to the top of the penalty area. Hoping to create something. Knights battling, trying to get possession at the top of the area. Emily Rosenbaum will send it back to midfield. Knights able to maintain possession. Ashley Kelsey. And CNU with the takeaway. Heaton leaves it for Hennessy, back to Heaton. And the captains will look to organize a bit of an attack here. Zoe Warner, as always, gives chase. McKenna Curry with the takeaway for the Knights.
Teams just has been having like really short rallies and creating that ping pong effect between the two.
Yeah, definitely more defense being played thus far than offense. Defensive sides been able to stop pretty much anything. CNU got one shot off, or one attack where Beth Manuel was able to leave her line and come out and make a great save. And now the Knights here with an opportunity as there's a free kick from about 40 yards out. Straight away, Haley Gadd will come up and take this. And Haley plays it just a little short. Wonder if maybe she didn't quite hit that the way she wanted to.
Well, slippery ball.
That slippery field. She may not have had the footing that she needed to get a little bit more on that. At any rate, the Knights do have possession. And there we see, unfortunately, Ashley Kelsey fall victim to the wet field. Just talking about that, and that ends that possession for the Knights. Looks like there are.
You know what, Colby? I think you jinxed it.
It wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. So the Knights here, 3 substitutions. Onto the field, Abby Simister. Also S.D. Schneider. And Rachel Bodkin on for the Knights. CNU also made 2 substitutions at that break with Avery Spell and Alex Delakis coming on for the captains. For the Knights, Schneider's a freshman out of American Fork, Utah. Rachel Bodkin's a sophomore out of Kaysville, Utah. And Abby Simister, she is a senior out of Olathe, Kansas. Avery Spell is a sophomore out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. And Alex Delaxis out of Vienna, Virginia. Alex is a junior forward. Eight and a half minutes left in this first half. All right, Bree, I'm going to put you on the spot here. Are we going to see a goal here in this first half?
Of course.
Of course.
Of course.
All right.
Obviously.
So Bree has just said that we're not going to have a scoreless first half. CNU right now doing their best to make good on Bree's prediction. Hennessy sends one into the box. Beth Manuel leaves her line and comes out for the save. So now Southern Virginia, they will take their turn, see if they can mount a little bit of an attack to see if they can be the one to break the 0-0 tie here before half. Have a throw in for Southern Virginia. Meantime, looks like there will be a sub. As Zoe Warner will get a break. And Dasana Grabarczyk will come on in her place. And that will be a handball on CNU. So about 35 yards out. The Knights will have a free kick. Haley Gadd places the ball on her spot. Sends that one into the area. Clearance by the captains.
Captain's defense is doing a good job clustering the Knights' offense so that they can't get that ball out on the field more. They're getting them like very close together.
Yeah, they're playing very good defense, so far the Knights. I was just looking at the stats a couple minutes ago. And team stats here in the first half. Southern Virginia is yet to have a shot or take a shot, while the captains have taken 9 shots, 2 of those being on goal. So definitely a defensive struggle here in the first half. And just to put an exclamation mark on your point, Bree, as we were looking earlier, doing some research, CNU has only allowed 4 goals so far on the season. So a very stingy defense. And a scoreless first half is not something that the Knight fans have been accustomed to in the last couple of weeks.
This is true. They might be getting a little rowdy down there.
Maybe not rowdy, but maybe a little impatient.
Impatient. That's probably a better word.
4.5 minutes left in this first half.
I'm telling you, Kemp, one's going in.
The last time I made a prediction for a scoreless first half, somebody broke that within the next minute, so I'm not making predictions.
Don't worry, I'll make them for you.
Captains with possession, just on their defensive side. Now cross midfield. At the last break, the captains made another substitution with Hannah Taylor coming on in place of Hannah Heaton. Hannah Taylor, a senior midfielder from Stafford, Virginia. The shot taken again by the captains, saved by Beth Manuel. Captains once again back on possession.
Something to note is when the captains do have possession, they take up the entire field, and they use it all to their advantage. As we just saw right there, all the captains were out on the outer side and had our entire Knight defense and offense clumped in the middle.
Yeah, definitely captains trying to create that space. They've been most successful by creating that space and then sending a runner, shooting the ball forward. A little space right there. But a tough first touch. And the Knights able to clear momentarily. A couple other stats here from the first half, and there's not a lot. No corner kicks by either side. 4 fouls on each side. No offsides. And 3 saves make that 4 by Beth Manuel. And as we mentioned, no shots taken yet by Southern Virginia, so no saves by Amy Sidaway. She has not faced anything to this point. Captains will have a free kick just inside, 40 yards out. They set up just at the top of the penalty area. This will be taken with now just inside a minute left in this first half.
Yes, Hammy! Yes, Hammy!
1 minute.
And the Knights are able to clear the free kick. It'll be a throw in. Southern Virginia. And one more foul given, which will be a free kick for Southern Virginia with 30 seconds remaining. And at this point, as that ball rolls out of bounds with a throw in for Southern Virginia, looks like we are going to go to halftime.
1.
In a scoreless tie as that ends the half. But overall, Bree, we talked about, it has been entertaining soccer. Maybe 0-0 is not the most exciting score to have up on the board, but, pretty well played soccer by both sides, especially where we have the rain coming down today. Each team being very careful. They don't want to make a huge mistake. But it's been well played for the most part.
Yeah, very competitive. Beth Manuel working hard in that goal for the Knights. It's been a pretty good evening.
And I would guess when it's all said and done that Coach Dahl, he'll be happy to take this 0-0 tie into halftime. So we'll go ahead and take the halftime break. Hope everybody joins us again here in about 15 minutes, where we will bring you the second half of Southern Virginia women's soccer versus the captains of Christopher Newport University. We'll be back after this break.
Alrighty, folks, let's get excited for our halftime game. Alright, for this little game we're going to need, as always, our 3 volunteers. Who's ready to play? Oh, do we have takers? Alright, y'all will go down to the field where you have that gun in a red jacket. That'll be fantastic. We have 2 takers. 12. 12 to go down. And there we have our 3 contenders, folks.
Welcome back as we get rolling here in the second half. Southern Virginia women's soccer team playing host to the number 3 Christopher Newport Captains. We're in a 0-0 tie here as we begin the second half. Once again, I'm Colby Kemp along with Bree Hudson, bringing you the action from Buena Vista.
Whoop, whoop.
A wet Buena Vista. The rain has stopped, but the field is still wet as we went outside for a little bit during halftime. Even though the weather didn't seem to be too much of a factor in that first half, the field's still going to be wet, which means some slipping and sliding, and also the ball will be wet as it heads in toward the goalkeepers. Ball crossed at the top of the area. An attempt made by Southern Virginia that goes a little wide left, resulting in a goal kick for CNU. There we see the result of the wet field there as the CNU player lost her footing as she tried to put on the brakes. We went over the stats for the first half, right at the end of the first half, and they didn't really change in the last couple minutes. Ball played forward to Zoe Warner, and she gives chase, but she is tackled there. Looks like that was Nora Cook, possibly Malaya Warner. Good defense.
Blue or what?
SVU trying to organize a little bit of an offensive attack there. Get a throw in. Ball sent forward. And that'll be a goal kick for the Captains. Bree going into break. I mentioned that I felt that Coach Dahl would have been happy with a 0-0 tie going into the half. You know, any adjustments that you expect to see here in the second half by either side?
Well, so far already, they've had their defense pushed up a little further than they did in the first half. The first half, they were resting around the 30-yard line. Now they've got them resting at the 40. Maybe that's to keep the offense pushed up so they can get more opportunities on goal. That's the hope. But that is an adjustment that they've already made. So.
Good observation. CNU now coming across midfield, ball played forward. And cleared by the Knights. That'll be a throw in for CNU on the far side. Kelly Dill sends a ball across the front of the goal, and that is well played by the Knights to get in front of the CNU midfielder. That's Bella Ventimiglia. Knights had the throw in, and now McKenna Curry with some defense sends the ball out, and that'll be a throw in for Christopher Newport. Hennessy that ball will go off to Lynn Peterson, result in a throw in again for the captains. They'll play back to midfield. Warner and then to Cook. Heaton into Avery Spell. Spell will send it out wide. Now the captains will look for a cross. And they get it. Haley Gadd is there to clear. And a shot by CNU will go up and over the top of the goal, and that'll be a goal kick. CNU on possession. And that pass forward will result in the first corner of the evening. Captains will set up to take this corner. It's coming from the far side of the field. Good service toward goal. It's saved not once but twice by Beth Manuel. Got the first save that rebounded right to the foot of a CNU player and set another shot that Manuel was able to get. Looks like she might be shaken up on the play, but the most dangerous offensive opportunity of the evening so far right there, Bree.
Yep.
So actually 3 shots taken there. First one by Kylie Goff, then Molly Savenko took her opportunity, and then finally Lexi Hazelgrove took the last shot. So Manuel gets 3 saves there in a matter of seconds. Trainer has come out to take a look at her. Can see her up. Jumps up and down a couple times, so she's walking around. We'll see if she's able to continue here. But good to see nonetheless that she's up and walking on her own, under her own power.
To have not 1, not 2, but 3 saves in that kind of situation, that's quite impressive.
No, they were from close range, each of those shots. And she was able to turn away each one. Finally able to grab the last one. Looks like there will be a substitute for Beth. I believe that is Chloe Miller that has come on. So it is Chloe Miller that's come on in goal in place of Beth Manuel. We can see across the field Beth Manuel making the trek over to the bench. So, like I said, she's walking under her own power without assistance, so that's a good sign. And now Chloe Miller comes on, and she gets the opportunity here to man the goal for the Knights. Ball sent forward by CNU. Results in a goal kick. And foul given. That'll be a free kick for the Knights. It's on their own side of the field there, so a long attempt. Haley Gadd comes up. Still expect to see her to send this deeper into their offensive side. And she plays to the far side, and that goes over both the CNU and SVU player, resulting in a throw-in for Christopher Newport. 10 minutes gone in this second half, and we remain in a 0-0 tie. Tessa Miller will send that back to Chloe. It seems like at the moment Christopher Newport stepped up the pressure a little bit on their offensive end. SVU seems to be having a little bit more difficult time clearing the ball from their defensive end.
Yeah, they're also getting rushed with that. Like you were saying, how they are putting more pressure on. They're getting rushed and not making their passes as well as they were at the very beginning.
And there's another cross. And the corner is going to be given once again. Shot taken by Ellie Dill. And that was blocked by a Knight defender, resulting in the corner kick. Ball into the area. And that will be headed wide of the goal and result in a goal kick for SVU. So after not having any corners in the first half, Bree, we've seen two here by Christopher Newport, and both resulting in pretty good chances for them.
I think that just comes back to what you're talking about, how they're putting more pressure on our defense here. Just more opportunities for them.
They really seem to be closing out and putting a lot of pressure on the Knight defenders to clear the ball. Now, Zoe Warner putting pressure on the captain defenders, trying to pick up a quick possession. Ellie Dill, closely guarded by Haley Gadd, and she leaves it for her teammate, Molly Savenko, who sends a shot toward goal. Picked up easily by Chloe Miller. And McKenna Curry battling for possession for the Knights. CNU right there to regain possession. But a foul given, so a free kick for the Knights.
Got ourselves a little bit of ping pong going on between Knights.
Yet Knights have a little bit of problem maintaining possession for too long, which isn't necessarily out of the ordinary for their offense. They like a lot of those quick hitters, but right here, with the pressure that CNU is able to put on them, probably like to see them be able to maintain possession a little bit longer, try and open up some space with multiple passes.
Relax a little bit and like you said, open up space, avoid those clusters. If they could get that, I think it would be a lot more opportunities on that goal.
Captains now regain possession. Ball played through Bella Ventimiglia and closed out there by Emily Rosenbaum, or Tessa Miller rather, with the good defense. Able to clear that. And looking to see if that went out. Looks like it's going to be a corner, another corner for the Captains. Service made, and that will go just a little long and headed wide. That was Bella Di Tommaso sending that corner. Goal kick for the Knights, as we had a substitution there during that stoppage in play. Rachel Bodkin comes on for Emily Rosenbaum. Captains right in front of the goal, and good defense there by the Knights to clear. Nifty ball handling there by Esty Schneider. And now the Captains making a run into the box. And once again, good defense played there by the Knights to get the clearance. That will result in a throw-in for CNU. And that cross goes off a Knight defender, and that will bring a fourth corner kick of the half for Christopher Newport. Captains pack the box. And a couple opportunities. Ball comes wide, crossed again by the Captains. Knights attempting to clear.
Defense is not giving up tonight.
No, that was a dangerous 5 or 10 seconds there once again as the ball was volleyed back and forth right in front of the Knight goal. But in the end, they were able to get the clearance. Captains right back outside the area, shot toward goal, and that is saved by Chloe Miller. Chloe had to go to the ground to get to that one. that'll be a foul on CNU. That last shot taken by Hannah Heaton that was saved by Chloe Miller. Haley Gadd takes the free kick, sends it toward the Knights' offensive end. Rachel Bodkin battling there in the end. CNU takes possession. And now Zoe Warner, she's able to take it away, and she's taken to the ground. And that will be a foul whistled against the captains once again. And it looks like a card is going to come out, a yellow card. Yellow card given to check on official word here momentarily who the card was given to. Knights will have a free kick. Malaya Warner is the captain that receives that card. So Haley Gadd will come up to take this corner from about 20 yards out, but from the near side, she sends it into the box, and Sitaway makes a good read and comes out and picks that ball up at the high point in the area. And that puts an end to that threat from that free kick. CNU, well, center pass and a shot taken, and once again Chloe Miller reads it well and is right there to pick that shot up quite easily.
Working their triangles here.
Good to see that work. Like we've said, like to see a little bit longer possession here by the Knights. Katie Bronski was the captain player that took that last shot. Substitutes at the last break, Addie Newman onto the field, as is Desana Grabarczyk for Southern Virginia, and Nora Cook comes in place of Malaya Warner, the recipient of that yellow card. Another foul given there, which will be a free kick for Southern Virginia. Referee comes over to talk to a player from each side. It looks like Zoe Warner for the Knights. And a ball into the area for SVU. CNU trying to clear. Ball still bounding around, and CNU able to make the clearance. Courtney Montez now. She'll look to send one into the area. Comes up a little bit short. That'll be cleared for a throw-in for Southern Virginia.
Stuck there in that corner.
A little stuck in the corner down there. Corner's kind of hard for us to see from the broadcast booth. SD Schneider And the Knights, long shot taken by Courtney Montez. And that is stopped by a CNU defender and cleared for a throw-in. Ever since that yellow card was shown, Bree, it looks like the Knights are asserting themselves a little bit more on offense. Ball stayed down on this half a little bit longer than it has for most of the night.
Might have put that extra kick of adrenaline in them, get them a little mad.
Yet looking to match the intensity that the captains are playing with right now. So we've had a little bit of pickup in the action here in the last 3 minutes. Another substitution is made. One for each side. Julia Joyner returns. And Lauren Madsen into the match for Southern Virginia. Ball played forward by CNU. And there's a cross headed out by the Knights. Another ball played in and now cleared. Zoe Warner tries to take it down and get on the run. But CNU will gather it up and send it back to midfield and look to restart their possession. Rachel Bodkin. Zoe Warner pushes it forward. Sana Grabarczyk back to Warner. Warner's trying to work for a shot, but well defended there by the captains once again. Captains start a counterattack. Knights are able to hurry back on defense, but little room there, across. And Haley Gadd is right there to defend the shot taken by the captains. Looks like that shot was taken by Lexi Hazelgrove once again. So that'll be another corner here for Christopher Newport. Low kick. Both teams trying to gain control. Let's get another ping pong match out there. Just back and forth. CNU once again looks to get something started, and that will get them another corner.
Another clump of chaos.
Their sixth of the half. Once again, they cram the box. Ball comes in, comes over, and Chloe Miller made an attempt to punch it out. Couldn't quite reach it. The ball came back, and an attempt on the goal by CNU, and that's once again headed wide. But once again, another dangerous corner kick taken there by CNU. It looks dangerous in the, well, it's in the air heading toward the box, doesn't it, Bree?
Just a little bit. You never want that ball in the box.
No, you got to get it out of there as quick as you can. Keep it from coming in the first place. Sana Grabarczyk just a little out in front. And that's taken away by CNU once again. Long shot attempt. Blocked by SVU, and then another long shot taken. And that will sail over the goal. Once again, Lexi Hazelgrove. Couple substitutions made once again by Coach Dahl. Natalie Blazer into the match. Zoe Warner comes out for a rest. And then Emily Rosenbaum and McKenna Curry also back into the match for Southern Virginia. Ball played forward. You thought you might see the referee let that one continue, as it seemed to be an advantage for Southern Virginia. Instead, he whistles the foul on CNU, which will make this a free kick. So Haley Gadd once again. "45 yards out on the far side. Bree shall likely try and put this right up on the 18-yard line. Hoping to connect with a teammate. That's where it goes. Get the head on it and headed back to sit away by her teammates. She's able to pick that up and puts an end to that possession for the Knights. Julia Joyner battling there with Courtney Montez. Referee gives a foul. Knights take possession.
Quite a few fouls this game.
Yeah,
on both sides.
Only 4, or I believe it actually ended up being 5 in the first half by each side. And we'll take a real quick look here and see where we're at this point. So fouls have picked up a little bit. You know, both teams had 5 in the first half. And now in the second half, CNU's been whistled for 6. And the Knights with just 1 thus far. So a little bit of proof there to CNU, picking up their intensity a little bit, maybe being a little bit more aggressive as they look to find a goal to get out in front. Good move there. And CNU trying to get a shot off, and that's deflected. And Chloe Miller able to pick that up. We reach 14 and a half minutes left in this match. Again, we remain in a 0-0 tie. But as far as 0-0 ties go, Bree, it's been pretty entertaining.
Yeah, definitely a very competitive game. It's gotten even more entertaining in this second half here.
Ball played forward just beyond the reach of Natalie Blazer, but it was a good look. Shot taken, and Chloe Miller right there to eat that one up for the Knights. Good 1-2 there by the Knights. Players go to the ground. No call initially, and now will be a foul called on Southern Virginia, and a yellow card will come out. Looks like that will go to Courtney Montez. Long ball forward by CNU. That'll go out and be a goal kick for Southern Virginia. Received word that that yellow card was on Courtney Montez. Lynn Peterson making a run. Takes the ball across midfield. Sends it forward. There's a Knight giving chase, and Amy Sidaway leaves her goal line to make the save at the top of the area. Great ball that was played earlier by DeLynn Peterson. She was looking for Ashley Kelsey, making a good run. It was really good field vision, wasn't it, Bree? Because we were watching the ball, and all of a sudden, DeLynn shot that ball out way in front. I wasn't sure there was anybody there, but sure enough,
There she was.
there was a Knight player there, and it really almost became a 50-50 ball between Ashley and Sidaway. Timeout on the field as there is a CNU player on a knee, so the trainer will come out and take a look at her. We'll go ahead and take that break as she gets some assistance from the trainer. So the injured player for CNU, Molly Savenko, she is walking off under her own power as well. No assistance, so always good to report that. Glad to see Molly up and walking. CNU make another run and a center pass, and that is going to be a goal for CNU.
That was a very clean setup done by CNU from the very beginning. Their triangle around from about the 30 to the 10-yard line and then just crossing in the middle. It was a very pretty play.
Yeah, you called it. That first pass just to open things up there on that far side. And then there was a good cross right across and able to send that to the back of the net. And that goal goes to Ellie Dill for CNU. That breaks a 0-0 tie. Puts the Captains up by a score of 1-0 with just under 11 minutes left in the match. So the Knights have just over 10 minutes to try and find an equalizer. A long shot sent toward goal. Sidaway is able to pick that up. That was the first goal of the season for Ellie Dill. Couple substitutions being made here with the stop in play. Knights have a throw in. Substitutions made, one by each side. Zoe Warner back into the match. And Katie Bronski back into the match for the Captains. Zoe looking to turn it upfield. Courtney Montez just not quite able to get around the ball, and that will go out of bounds and be a throw in for CNU. Zoe Warner in the middle, plays it forward. Nobody making a run for Southern Virginia. So Sidaway comes out. She'll pick it up. Bring it to the top of her area. Take a little time off the clock too before she sends it away. DeLynn Peterson unable to control that out of the air and goes out of bounds. Another two more substitutions, one for each side being made. Rachel Bodkin back on for the Knights. And Julia Joyner returns for CNU. Throw in for the Knights. CNU 2-on-5. Send it wide. Unable to get to it, so a throw in for SVU. Captains play it back. Zoe Warner continues to give chase. CNU plays a long ball forward that goes over the end line, and that will be a goal kick. Six minutes remaining here in the match.
The captain's defense and offense both just keep remaining open and getting those really easy passes to each other, nice and smooth. It just seems that the Knights can't keep up with it.
It just, they're playing aggressive. They're cutting the space down in a hurry and just making it really difficult for the Knights to maintain control and possession. Foul given by the referee. It'll be a free kick for CNU. We're under the 5-minute mark. Another foul goes against Southern Virginia. Ball just about at midfield. And one more sub coming on for each side. Alex Delakis into the match for CNU. And Esty Schneider, the player that came on for Southern Virginia. Ball played into the middle of the field. Knights with an opportunity, looking for a cross. It's Ashley Kelsey. Attempted cross goes off CNU and out of bounds for a throw-in. Ball sent toward the goal. And Sidaway is right there once again. Foul called. Be a free kick. Southern Virginia. Right around midfield. Gadd ready to send it toward the area. Both teams playing that out of the air. And foul once again called. This will be a free kick. Southern Virginia. About a minute and a half left. Just over 30 yards from the goal. And Haley Gadd will send it. And CNU is able to get to it first. CNU on the counter attack.
1 minute.
And a long shot taken. And that'll be a goal kick. So Southern Virginia, this will be their last opportunity to try and get something going down in front of the CNU goal to try and put one in here at the end of the match. Coming up on 30 seconds.
Ten, 9, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And CNU will successfully run out the final seconds of the match, and they will earn a hard-fought 1-0 victory here at Knight Stadium. So Bree, at the end of the night, this match was pretty much what we expected it to be. They'd come in here, be a very, defensive struggle between both sides. Some pretty good soccer in the end. CNU being just a little bit more aggressive here in the second half, were able to come up with the game-winning goal with about 11 minutes remaining.
Yeah, both teams worked really hard tonight. It's a great match to watch, very entertaining for both sides. Unfortunate the Knights came up short, but that's how it goes.
No, that's why you play the game, but, great effort once again by both sides. Again, it was the goal by Ellie Dill, her first of the season. That was the difference here tonight. We want to thank everybody again for tuning in. We have 2 broadcasts going on tomorrow night here with Knight Broadcasting. Tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m., men's soccer will host Guilford. That is a non-conference matchup. And then at 6 p.m. down in Knight Arena, the women's volleyball team will host Greensboro. That's a matchup between first place Greensboro and the second place Knights. Victory there will allow the Knights to match the record of Greensboro. Greensboro, of course, will come in looking to put a little bit of space between them and Southern Virginia. So once again, we want to thank everybody for joining us here on Knight Broadcasting. We'd like to invite you to like, comment, or subscribe, and join us for all future broadcasts. Once again, I'm Colby Kemp along with Bree Hudson. Want to wish everybody a good evening, and as always, go Knights.